The NFC South has gone from great quarterbacks from the likes of Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, and even Tom Brady to now being filled with quarterbacks like Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, and whatever's going on with the Atlanta Falcons. And in today's video, I'm going to be ranking each team in the division based on how their offseason went and how I feel they're fair in this upcoming season. Number 4, the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers finished with a dreadful 2-15 record while being ranked last in almost every category offensively and defensively. The team was led by quarterback Bryce Young, but he had a pretty bad rookie season by completing 60% of his passes while throwing 2,877 yards with 11 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, while also being sacked 62 times with a poor QBR. The team did lose Frankie Louver and Jeremy Chin both to the Washington Commanders, but they did sign former Bucs offensive coordinator Dave Canales to be the new head coach. We also signed linebacker Josie Jewell and cornerback Dane Jackson, and signed defensive lineman Sean Robinson and Jadeveon Clowney to help bolster the defensive line. We also signed Jordan Fuller to help out in the secondary. The team didn't stop there as they went out and got Bryce Young some much-needed protection by signing Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt in free agency to help bolster that offensive line. The team also drafted wide receiver Xavier Leggett out of South Carolina. This team has a lot of potential, but I do think this will be a learning curve for them. That's why they're at number 4. Number 3, the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons finished third in the division with a 7-10 record while being both mid on the offensive side and defensive side respectively. Quarterback Desmond Ridder had a pretty up-and-down season while being sacked 31 times, having a QBR of 40, while completing 64% of his passes, throwing 2,836 yards with 12 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Ridder's poor showing led to him being traded to the Arizona Cardinals for wide receiver Rondale Moore. In the offseason, the team lost tight end Jonnu Smith to the Dolphins and special teamer Cordero Patterson to the Steelers. But they did go out and sign defensive coordinator Raheem Morris to the new head coach. They didn't waste any time getting a new quarterback when they signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million contract, while also signing wide receiver Darnell Mooney. However, they did make the surprise draft pick of Michael Penix Jr. early in the first round. This team has talent on the offensive side and defensive side, but I don't think they'll be able to outdo teams like Tampa Bay or the New Orleans Saints this year. That's why they're ranked at number 3. Number 2, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs ended up winning this division with a 9-8 record last year while having a pretty mid offense, but they were led heavily on the defensive side last year. Baker Mayfield had a revelation last year as the Bucs starting quarterback, completing 64% of his passes while also throwing for 4,044 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. The team did lose Shaq Barrett to the Miami Dolphins and traded cornerback Carlton Davis to the Detroit Lions, while also losing linebacker Devin White to the Eagles. But they were able to offset these losses by re-signing safety Jordan Whitehead after his stint with the Jets and signing former Cowboys edge rusher Randy Gregory, while also re-signing wide receiver Mike Evans, linebacker Levante David, and upcoming star safety Antoine Winfield Jr. The reason why I had Tampa Bay finishing number 2 in the division this year is mainly because of their losses on the defensive side. Plus, I don't think Baker Mayfield will put up the numbers that he put up last season into this season, but I do think he will be a pretty good quarterback this year and be a Pro Bowler this upcoming season. Number 1, the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints finished second in the division with a 9-8 record with a pretty average offense and just like Tampa Bay relying heavily on their defense. Quarterback Derek Carr had a pretty okay season, completing just 68% of his passes, throwing 3,878 yards for 25 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. The team lost a lot of free agents, including fan favorite quarterback Jameis Winston, cornerback Ozzie Gillum, linebacker Zach Bond, and defensive tackle Malcolm Roach. The biggest loss, however, was the release of Mike Thomas after him and the team's relationship fell apart. The team did go out and sign offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak from the San Francisco 49ers, while also signing linebacker Willie Gay, defensive end Chase Young, wide receiver Cedric Wilson Jr., and again journeyman quarterback Nathan Peterman. The team also went out and drafted offensive tackle Talise Fuega, cornerback Kool-Aid McKinstry, quarterback Spencer Rattler, and wide receiver Bud Means in the draft with their first 4 overall picks. Now, all bias aside, the reason why I'm taking the Saints to win the NFC South this year is mainly because of offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. The way that he's going to be able to come in and put in a new wrinkle to the offense that hasn't been seen in a long time will bring much more excitement to a pretty stale and average offense last year. Plus, I do think the defense will have a pretty good season like they did last year, and that ultimately will lead to the Saints winning the division. So all in all, in this division this upcoming season, I'm predicting the Panthers to finish number 4 with a 5-12 record. The Falcons finish 3 with a 9-8 record. The Buccaneers finish number 2 with an 11-6 record. And the Saints winning the division with a 12-5 record. Appreciate you guys for watching this video. Much more is on the way in the near future. And make sure you, as always, KGF, keep God first.